our Bourgogne then. So this is going to be Djnail in the Bourgogne. DJ was part of my stream way back when, a few years ago when I first started. And then you've kind of, I think you took a break from WoWs for a while, right? And then you came back?
Yeah, I uninstalled the game for about a year and a half. And I
Gotcha.
downloaded it a few months ago.
Mm-hmm. Jabberwock, you're in EU, so times are not always right. Fair enough. I understand completely. Go to bed. Because you're EU, it's almost 1 a.m. now, isn't it? Yeah, see, there you go, Seba. No problem. Like I said, this will be the last one of the day, so there we go. Good night to you, Seba. Thanks for hanging out. All right, well, let's take a look at, let's talk about the Bourgogne here a little bit, okay? You're stuck at work night shift, fair enough. So Bourgogne is one of the steel ships that I always highly recommend to people. She's a very fun ship. You play her like she's a cruiser. Get on the flanks because she's very fast. And then smack things with either AP or HE depending on the situation. You've got main battery reload booster to set battleships on fire after they DCP, which is always fun. And you've got really decent to good AP against cruisers like Henri and stuff. I remember one of my favorite experiences in this particular battleship was playing a clan battle in Bourgogne, and people told me, Zath, there's no reason to play Bourgogne. I said, trust me, it was Sea of Fortune, and I was over on the seaside of Sea of Fortune, and I citadeled an Henri at the start of the game and completely killed him like within the first 6 minutes. And people couldn't believe it. And I'm like, see, that's why Bourgogne is great. So if you can get on flanks and use that AP to your advantage, great. Or if you can set battleships on fire and then set them on fire again when they DCP, also great. Two very good options for her. All right, let's talk about the ship build and what you've got on her. So you've got main armaments mod 1, damage control mod 1, aiming systems, propulsion, concealment, main battery. Propulsion's a good idea because of the fact that you're probably going to be running engine boost on her. If you're going to play a lot of stop and go games, propulsion is good. I will highlight rudder shift time is 16.57 seconds. I always like to say I want under 15 seconds in a battleship. So if I'm always at full speed, then steering gears might be a good choice for you as well.
A lot of the time I run into when I'm trying to play at longer ranges, there's a lot of stop and go.
Okay.
And I like just being able to speed up quicker and dodge shells, because without the engine boost going, I feel like it just doesn't speed up quick enough for me.
Okay.
And I don't have the opportunity to dodge those shells as easily.
Fair enough. Obviously, rudder shift comes in more handy the closer you get to your enemy. So if you're playing it more as a long-range kiting cruiser, then yeah, stop and go propulsion makes sense.
This game actually isn't the best example of that.
Okay.
Because there was like a good half of the game I was pretty close in. But
Okay.
and this captain, I'm like in the way working through it right now, so it's not fully built.
Is there a specific captain you're using, a Bunny or Honore, or is it a standard?
Nope, it's standard.
Okay. This is a premium ship, so I'm questioning why are you not using Honore or Abanu?
I don't have them.
You don't have any of the three.
No, I'm very resource poor, and when I did have resources, I spent them all on ships instead of buying captains, which I regret.
And I have a video out about this. It's very important. You buy captains first, because your captains can be very useful. For example, Honore, right now, Honore would give you a buffed Grease the Gears and a buffed Adrenaline Rush, which would really help a ton. Abanu doesn't really give you much in this case, unless you get, I think, Death Strikes, and then it helps with your speed or reload, I can't remember. But Honore would definitely be very useful here. So spend the coal. I think it's even 1,000 doubloons for some of these captains. Any of the ones that have the buffed skill points, you definitely want to use them if you can. Pick them up. Lutjens, Abanu, etc. They're still also really good commanders. Spend the coal, get those first, then come back and get the ships, because premium ships, you can put these captains on any premium ship. So DJ right now is using a standard captain. Later, he might get Honoré. He wants to put Honoré on here, but that Honoré is back to 10 points again. So it's kind of like you're going back in time and regrinding everything again. So, anyway, standard captain, you've gone for gun feeder, grease the gears, adrenaline rush, fire prevention, and emergency repair specialist. Why did you not go concealment early?
Honestly, so my first game I went into, I actually didn't spec the captain. I forgot to, and I got set on fire with 4 fires like 3 times. So I decided that I was done with that, and I just went straight for everything on tier 4 to prevent that. And my next skill is going to be concealment. Is the concealment range needs to be shorter.
Fire prevention, I totally get. I agree with you. As far as these next 2 options, again, it depends how you play the ship, but generally I would want to go concealment X-ray. That brings your concealment down to 13 kilometer and change versus 14 and change. That's a sizable difference, but that's fine. And then other things that would be useful, I always like priority target. Some people say it's a crutch. I think it's very handy. Brisk is very useful because you're typically going to be using your engine boost to relocate to other parts of the map. Why wouldn't you want to be 10% faster? So that's also nice. Would you like to see a very nasty build?
Sure.
One of my favorite builds in the Bourgogne. It's a very nasty build. It's a little bit more difficult to pull off, but I think Big O would appreciate this one too. So what you do is you could do gun feeder, that's fine. Brisk, I think is fine. I gotta think about that. But what I would do is go for secondary shell range and then go for close quarters combat. Basically, if your secondaries are firing at a target, your main battery reloads 10% faster. Wow, right? Adrenaline rush, get your main battery going, especially if you've got one of the Honorays. That's very, very nasty. And then if you wanted to, you can go into a couple of your more tanky skills. Fire prevention comes in very handy. And then what are you left with? You got 4 points left, so you can choose between these 2 remaining skills. I would probably drop concealment in this case and go emergency repair. This is if you can use islands to mask your approach and kind of leapfrog from one place to the next while you're dark. This kind of a build can be very devastating. It's more of a Death Blossom damage build than it is a tanky, standard battleship build. But it's fun. Just putting that out there. Signal flags, anti-det, fire reduction, flood reduction, heal boosting, and consumables. All of that is good. Obviously, ramming is a good flag to put in any battleship. This is a fast, slightly maneuverable ship, so I would definitely want to put a ramming flag on that. Speed, for one of the fastest battleships in the game, so plus 5% would be really handy there. Are you poor? Is that why you're not using those flags?
Yeah, I actually just had to buy more of those. I ran out right before this game.
Okay. All right, let's get to the game then. SAT, you've been very quiet. Have I missed anything?
No, you got everything.
My secret Death Touch Reckon Folks build. Exactly, Joker. Exactly. All right, your congratulations. 1, this is arms race. Congratulations, 2, there's carriers and subs. And congratulations, 3, they're super ships. So you rolled all the stuff. Good for you. All right, we're gone. So, why are you going this way to start?
I just saw that I was more on the right side, and I kind of just wasn't paying attention much to the start of the battle, so I just kind of went this way, hoping to get to the outside.
Okay. Nothing wrong, I'm just asking. Your A gear is AFK, so F him. Goodbye. See ya. GG. The other option, if he was alive, especially if he was a div mate of yours, I would have gone to Echo 4. I go behind that big island. Play it like a giant cruiser. You've got the speed to get there. I'd use engine boost to get there right away, as soon as possible. With that, you project your power over, in this case, since it's arms race, both the heal and that reload boost. Both of which are very handy for you and the rest of your team, too.
I would not do that immediately, though. Because there is a Richthofen, and there's also Devastation, so you're gonna lose a lot of health going there.
I don't care about them.
Fair enough.
Trust. I mean, like, honestly, though, and I'm being serious about this. If you were engine boosting to the side and then down, like, see where the Aegir is right now on the minimap? If you turn due south from there, you're probably not going to take a lot of damage from Devastation. Assuming you're even spotted. And if you look at it, the carrier's too busy trying to play anti-destroyer.
Yeah, once you saw Devastation was going behind an island, then you could make the you can make the trench run.
Yeah. Food time, NBA? No worries.
Also, I'm kind of laughing at the enemy Bungo. He said he hates the Bungo, and he's playing it.
Yeah, there's a few second, or no, 2 minutes from this, you'll see why he hates the Bungo. And it's not the Bungo.
Skill issue.
Fair enough. Now, if you're not going to use the engine boost early on to get into a position, the other thing to use engine boost for is to make it more difficult for you to be hit. So if you know people are shooting back at you, like the Stalingrad, ouch, like the other person over there in the smoke screen, it's time for engine boost. You see that? You're engine boosting now. Ironically, they might boost into this torpedo here, so you have to watch. Never mind, it expires.
So you also should be speed boosting before you get in there. You have some time to bring your ship up to max speed.
Right. Especially since you got that propulsion module, like, utilize both together. You're spending a lot of time broadsides at the Stalingrad, and that hurt again. Ouch. And you want this broadside bungo, but you're not going to get it because of the other island now, so you're wasting so much time trying to get into this position and taking a lot of hits to do it.
You don't need to bow in right now. Take your time with the bungo, and then you can turn back around. You're one of the fastest ships in the game.
Nice hit, 38k on the bungo. Here's where you reload boost. You did that. Bungo does have torpedoes, right? No.
No. This guy's literally go next before the game even starts.
Go next meaning get killed and get into another game as quickly as possible.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Maybe not that. Maybe they're not planning it that way. We're just kind of saying, hey, this is... Again, it kind of goes back to that joke about playing co-op.
Yeah, I have a couple of jokes for people that basically run it down and die within the first few minutes.
DCP
yeah, but you
there.
know what? Like, that was the one nice thing about not battle on button. If you did something stupid like this, you got punished for doing something this.
You had to watch
stupid.
it the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Or you back off and play a different ship. You couldn't play the same ship again.
Going for that bungo put me in a really bad position, especially
No,
when
you put yourself in a bad position.
Yeah.
Why did you need to go forward with the bungo? Like, the only thing you're doing differently is you realize you're in a bad position. Unlike the bungo, was just like, no, I'll be okay.
Wait a minute, why is he in a bad position? He's only got a Napoli to worry about.
Right, he eats torps. We're talking about DJ here.
No. Actually, no, I don't need torps here, but I was just worried the Napoli secondaries, where if he's kiting away from me, he
Go,
can just...
Paulo Emilio, go!
Look at the Paulo! Look at the Paulo! Oh! They took out the Donskoy. 3 radar cruisers, a Des Moines, a Donskoy, and a Moskva, and none of them saw the frickin' Paulo. Wow.
Probably did, but it was too late. But what I'm saying is CJ recognizes, you know, like, I don't want to be pushing into an Napoli.
Yeah, so he stops and backs up. It's very smart.
Unlike the bungo going, I'll be fine pushing into the enemy team.
Yeah. He pushes in one of the squishiest battleships and then wonders, why does this thing so bad? But hey, not his replay.
And hey, if that bungo player wants to send a replay, I'd be very happy to talk with it. Short replays, guys, chat real quick. Side note, short replays are replays I'd love to do. Replays that are less than 10 minutes even. And you're dead at that early. Because those are the kinds of mistakes that a lot of people make that don't understand why they're making those mistakes.
The other thing is, you knowing you're going up against an Napoli, just load HE. The odds of you actually getting a Citadel are so freaking small.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And he's probably going to be carted away and angled. Just burn him.
Yeah.
Yep.
At this point, instead of even chasing him because I knew he was going to kite and he has torps coming in, I just decided I was going to try to turn around and help the other side because they have completely fallen apart. And honestly, at this point, I was questioning why I even came to the side knowing how weak they were. But
to kill a bungo.
Yeah, you went there to kill bungo.
Even before the
Now,
bungo.
I do like the idea of saying, well, the heck with you, Napoli, because if he's in his smoke, he's going to be sitting there trying to figure out where the heck you are for a long time. I don't know why you're slowing down. Just go.
Well, I mean, more importantly, you, for the most part, won this flank.
Yeah.
It's arms race, and where does the capture point spawn?
Going to be in the center.
Right, and you've been in this battle for how long? So it's time to start rotating to control the center.
You have 15 seconds. Yeah, 15 seconds until, yeah.
It's just an Napoli. And the Des Moines looks like he's pushing to deal with it anyways.
Ish, yeah. So, I mean, I agree with you there. There's no need to go after the Napoli and do silly things and push and stuff like that. But here's where, one, you're not going full speed. Now you are. Engine boost, there you go. And the third piece is brisk. Brisk would absolutely help you adjust to the other side of the map to the point where you could do something. It would save you about 30 seconds by the time you get to the other side of the map.
It doesn't. So with brisk and engine boost, you would be near what, 38.5?
Yeah, it's ridiculous for a battleship. Just think about that. You are speed.
I just had my guns turned, hoping I would pop Napoli, even though I knew he wasn't in my concealment range. Maybe he'd try to go for a shot on Des Moines or something.
He's not your concern. Tianjin is your concern. Seattle is your concern. That's what I'd be looking at.
It's not bad thinking until you cross into these islands and have to start dealing with what's coming from the 1-2 side.
Mm-hmm. Hawk, that's a good point. If you had the signal flag, you'd be breaking 43 knots. Reload boost. Tianjin's broadside, he's not even paying attention. Reload boost here. Too late. He died anyway.
I mean, that Napoli's playing like he doesn't even want to play anymore.
Gamer words in chat. Napoli is playing, frankly, like you'd expect a Napoli to play. He's lost a flank, he's backing off. The problem is, a lot of players don't know when it's time to stop backing off. And I feel like he didn't. Reload boost now on the Stalin, that's good.
And while he's off the map, you can bully his teammates.
Yep, now you're getting some payback on that Stalin from earlier.
A lot of the situations I try to use my reload boost in is like whenever I find something like a Stalin turning out like that.
Mm-hmm.
Even with the bungo, because I guarantee that I would have shot their broadside.
Now, this is a really good position for you to be in. Now's the time where you stop and weigh anchor. You're covered. You're in the cap. You're getting cap points for your team, which, if you get this cap, I mean, that's almost a guaranteed win. Versus you going out in front, getting spotted and shot at. Oh, you're spotted. Silly Ricto. Oh, you're getting shot at. There's the decaps. See what I mean? If you had stopped and stayed behind that island, get the cap first, then come out and play. It's insurance that you're going to win. You're probably going to win anyways, but it's just insurance that you're going to win.
And even later on, that Apple, I'm pretty sure that Napoli just kind of keeps sitting there, getting fires, resetting me, and it would have been a lot easier if I just kind of stayed back on one of these islands, and I even push up from here.
What's the point of the Napoli moving farther forward, especially with the Des Moines there and the carrier and stuff? I mean, yeah, he's better off just chilling.
Well, he has to fight at some point. So
you're within secondary range of the Montana even. Wow. And they're not even shooting you. They're shooting. Okay, I can see why he's shooting. Never mind. Get the kill, get him off the board. Yeah, there he goes. That causes a reset as well.
And devastation can tank for quite a while, so...
Absolutely. And now you've put yourself in a position to be shot at by 3 ships plus a carrier. Good job.
Have fun.
Right?
Yeah, this is
not
where
ideal.
The bad positioning really bites me in the ass.
Now, forget about that guy. He's ducking behind the island. I'd be looking at the Montana, and I'd be looking at the devastation.
Mostly the devastation at this point.
Absolutely. Montana died, fortunately for you. You just DCP'd right in front of a torpedo drop from the Ricto. Fortunately, your DCP still existed long enough.
Not just Richtofen, but it's also in front of devastation. And I don't think he knows what AP is.
Most devastation players don't. Oh, look, you're on fire again. Ricto here? Hard to tell. No, stay on the devastation. He wants to die.
Yeah, he loves to give you broadside.
There you
go. So, thank him for his service.
Absolutely. Oh! We got ourselves a death pick. We got ourselves a triple death pick, guys. Triple. Look at this. I talk about this a lot with competitive warships like COTS. A lot of players, when they don't know what to do, their default decision is to move forward and push. And DJ, that was what happened to you right there. You weren't sure what to do, you moved forward, and you left a very strong defensive position and got yourself killed.
More importantly, didn't get the cap.
Right, so you've kind of guaranteed that this game is going to go longer than it should have been, and also guaranteed the fact that it might not be a win for you guys. Good title would be Free Broadsides. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. Devastation gifting you that hard pretty much gave your team a fighting chance there.
Yep, 246,000 damage. Moskva's probably going to kill the Ricto, but I mean, you're tied up 2-2. You've got more buffs than they do. You've got more score than they do, and now that Ricto dies, Moskva needs to not die. Napoli needs to die in order for you to win, or for Napoli to win, he needs to just AP into the Moskva with the torpedo bombers from the Ricto. Moskva's full health. It's going to be really hard for that Napoli to win that.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is most of his citadels, 2 of them came from the Stalingrad alone.
Yep. Napoli could actually W into the cap right here, pop the smoke, and get the cap.
I think that cap takes about 2 or 3
minute and a half?
minutes.
Yeah.
Is it 2 or 3?
It's a long. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a long cap. But I mean, he could still go in and start to 9 points.
Yeah. Well, remember, it was never capped, so he's not denying points. It's just going
there's
in.
no way for him to realistically take the cap. Unless Nakamov literally DCs right now.
If Nakamov drops, misses, and then Napoli waits to pop the smoke until it's seen again, and Moskva can't shoot him, and then he pops his plane, there's a slight chance, but yeah, it's hard.
Or realistically, we'll put it as 0.
Yes. It ain't happening.
Even in the situation with the Napoli, a lot of times I was just rushing in, trying to find something to shoot instead of and then I was setting myself up in a position that I knew I needed to get away from to move somewhere else. And at the end, going in there, I felt like I had to run, but there was nowhere to run, so I just kept going in. Because turning out to a Montana and a devastation would have probably killed me.
Yep, but you know what? You never know. Like, sometimes you just have to roll the dice and make the game return.
Mm-hmm.
Right, like, how many of those battleships weren't even looking at you?
Right.
Yeah, I would just think, you know, they weren't looking at me maybe because my angle, you know, I'm bow in, and they were just looking for a juicier target, and maybe the second, you know, I turn out, they immediately turn their guns.
Mm-hmm.
Well, average random players tend to make a lot of questionable gameplay decisions. Sometimes just going very aggressively lets you take advantage of that. And then other times you run into an actually good player that knows what they're doing, and then he turns that against you.
Yep. Yep. I love this Smolin, by the way, who's completely tearing apart the gameplay of the Napoli. And like I said, the Napoli did exactly what the Napoli would normally do, right? You lost the flank, you play on the long game. Unfortunately for the Napoli, you didn't charge him. He was probably hoping you would. And yeah.
Also, he, as you pointed out earlier, he kited way too far.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like, there is literally no reason for it to be all the way in the J line. If he, and it's not like he can't outspot you. He has about 10 kilometers surface detection. You have 14. He can easily see that you're coming in.
Right. Gara NC won the giveaway. Nice. Thank you, Puddin, for doing that. 246k damage is nice. You came in second place to the Moskva. Moskva did a fantastic job in this game. Obviously, he knew what he was doing too. So, I mean, it's a good game, right?
Yeah, there's just questionable decisions I made. You know, broadside to that Stalin. Felt like even pursuing the Napoli to the point that I did, I could have turned in way sooner, considering how much time was left until cap spawned.
Right.
And then, like you said, that moving up from that island really almost threw away the game.
It really did. And at the time, you probably didn't think that was the case. And then you watch yourself, like, disappear, you know? Like, and then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, crap. But it's too late. So.
Yep. But fortunately, enemy incompetence can make up for that.
Never interrupt the enemy when they're losing, right?
Yep. Yeah, the correct play would have definitely been take care of the Montana first, hide behind that rock, and then once your Moskva pushes up, Devastation would focus on him, and both of you can either take out the carrier, or you can start hitting the Devastation together.
Right.
And that would have been a much cleaner win.
I think it comes back to the concept I mentioned at the beginning. You're thinking of yourself as a battleship when you really want to think of yourself more as a cruiser. And, you know, where can I go as a cruiser to have the most impact? When do I need to hide? When do I need to come out? Those are hard decisions for a cruiser to make. For a battleship player, it's a little bit different, right? So, maybe think about it that way. Oh, look, your egg died.
Yeah. That is why you don't YOLO into middle 99% of the time.
Well, it's a typical AFK player, right? They're gone for the first, like, 3 minutes of the game, 4 minutes of the game, and then they just W right into the middle and die, and you're just like... We would have been better off just not even joining the game.
I'm just wondering if he thought he loaded up two brothers, and it's like, hey, I got to go down the middle.
I still can't believe that the enemy Paulo Emilio did what he did against 3 radar cruisers. Ridiculous.
Huh, what's that smoke out there? I sure hope the other guy uses his radar.
Right. But yeah, I mean, DJ, you took advantage of the bungo. Bunged him up. That was great. You took advantage of the Stalingrad. That was great. Napoli took advantage of you. You left. Which is a smart thing to do. And at the end, you just basically said, here, kill me. Up until that point, I think you were doing okay.
I think his one mistake was when he moved out from the island when he initially got an A. Instead of going south, go to the northern island.
Yes. No need to go south.
Yeah, like...
Or just stay at the big one.
I mean, I guess the argument for just sitting there is you just become food for the carrier.
If the carrier knows you're there and cares about you, yes. But if you look at... Ricto was so busy looking at the other flank. I don't know.
He did bring planes over. Like, when DJ did make the initial move, there were tour planes there.
Let's take a look.
So going to the northern side of that island puts you closer to your teammates, and you don't push into the enemy.
I do agree, yeah. More of a cautious approach would have been a better choice. Hey, Ghost Front. All right, I'm looking right now. I don't see his planes yet. See, his planes are on Ohio. He dropped Ohio and then came over Bourgogne, but then he went back to Ohio. Yeah, he was hard focused on that. I really do think DJ would have been fine if he stayed on that island.
I mean, I'm just saying the only argument could be made is like, the carrier could come in.
Of course. And I would agree with you, Puddin, if you're going to go someplace, back off. Don't go in, go out. So. All right, well, any other questions, DJ, at all, or anything else you want to share? I'll take that as a no.
Oh, my bad. I just put push to talk back on yesterday and I forgot.
Oh, no worries, there you go.
Yeah, I was talking to myself. Yeah, I mean, initially I didn't even realize that, hey, maybe sitting back could have been a better option. I was just thinking, you know, get my guns in the fight, get my HP in the fight, when really we didn't need that.
Nope.
That cap was way more important.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you won anyways, right? And you won on a ship kill. You didn't win on the cap. But if you had gotten that cap and you died after you'd gotten the cap, you were winning no matter what. So that's the difference. You put yourself in a place where you're going to win no matter what, or we're going to win if this and possibly that happens. So
here's the thing: what you could do, you won your flank, right? And then you're like, okay, I need to rotate to the middle. Is when you just start staring at the minimap thinking, what do I need to do next? Like, what is going to be the best next move? Okay, you get to that island, you can always pause there and be like, okay, maybe I should just get this cap. If I get reset, then I come out, right? Get the cap and then just watch everything unfold. And if there's something you can shoot it.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, well, DJ, thanks for sending the replay in. That was fun to look at and some good learning opportunities. That's what we're all about.
Thank you.
So, chat,